Hello everyone, I hope you're having a peaceful day. Today we're diving into one of the darkest turns so far. James's powerful father secretly teams up with Diep's own brother to kidnap little Nye, using her as leverage to force Diep to surrender. Only for the plan to backfire when everything is recorded, and the brother finally breaks down and tells the truth. If this emotional roller coaster keeps you watching, don't forget to hit subscribe so you don't miss the next episode. The scream never makes it out of Diep's throat. She's standing at the school gate with the other parents, plastic raincoat half-zipped, eyes scanning the stream of uniforms spilling out into the courtyard. Kids run, laugh, wave. Names are called, hands grabbed, backpacks straightened, but not one small voice yells, "Ms. Diep!" Nye's class is dismissed now, right? She asks another mother, forcing a smile that doesn't reach her eyes. "Yes, they came out already," the woman says. "Didn't you just take her?" Diep's stomach drops. "No," she says. "No, I haven't." The world sharpens and blurs at the same time. She pushes through the crowd to the classroom door, heart pounding so hard she can barely breathe. Inside, the teacher is stacking notebooks when she looks up, startled. "Oh, Ms. Diep, did you forget something?" "Yes," Diep says, voice shaking. "My child. Where is Nye?" The teacher blinks, confused. "Your brother picked her up," she says, "just a little while ago. He said there was a family thing, and you asked him to get her early." For a moment, all Diep can hear is a roaring in her ears. "My brother," she repeats. "Yes." The teacher frowns, realizing too late that something is wrong. "Was that not you?" Diep's legs nearly give out. Her brother, the same brother who took money for their mother's surgery through James's father's account. The same brother who said life sometimes offered only dirty roads, and you chose the one that saved the most people. Her phone is already in her hand. She dials his number. No answer. Again. No answer. Her fingers numb, she hits James's name. He picks up on the first ring. "Hey, I was just about to..." "James." Her voice cracks. "Nye is gone." 3 days earlier, it had almost looked like peace. No new headlines, no angry calls, no reclassified bills from the hospital. James's father had gone quiet, retreating back into his office tower. Even Huang admitted it was strange. "Men like him usually make noise when they strike," she'd said. Silence can mean two things. He's backing off, or he's planning something that doesn't need an email trail. That afternoon, the two of them had gone to the tea shop by the river, phones off, backs to the wall like Huang suggested. The insider was already there. She was older than Diep expected, with tired eyes and a company ID tucked into her bag instead of around her neck. She introduced herself as Lan, not a manager, not a lawyer, a longtime assistant who knew too much and had been quiet too long. "I saw your names on the internal memos," she said without preamble. "Your market, the assistants, the article. I've seen this pattern before." She spoke in low, precise sentences. About the junior manager who got cancer and suddenly found his performance ratings tanking until he chose to resign. About the supplier who dared push back on payment terms and woke up to surprise inspections and rumors about their quality. About another employee whose wife spoke publicly about overtime and how their child's school suddenly started hearing complaints about him. "He doesn't always hit the person directly," Lan said. "He squeezes around them. Children, spouses, parents. He believes pressure on the soft spots makes people obey faster than pressure on themselves." Diep's hands went cold. "You're saying he would go after Nye? She whispered. Lan met her eyes. I'm saying you need to be careful, she replied. He thinks in leverage, in what you can't bear to lose. James's jaw clenched. Why are you telling us this now? He demanded. If you've known for years. Because you're the first one to fight back with more than tears, Lan cut in. Others cried, complained, then folded. You hired a lawyer, you gathered witnesses, you walked into his office together. That scared him. He doesn't like things he can't control. She slid a small USB drive across the table. Old memos, drafts, notes. None as clear as the one you found, but enough to show a pattern. If you decide to go public, you'll need more than your own story. Why help us? Diep asked. Lan's lips curved in a humorless smile. Because I'd like to sleep at night before I retire, she said. And because I had a brother once who took his side and thought he was protecting us. It destroyed him. The words lingered long after they left the tea shop. That night, Diep lay awake, listening to Nye's soft breathing and thinking about soft spots. She and James had even come up with a family password, a silly word only they knew, that any adult had to say before taking Nye anywhere. We use it tomorrow, she'd told her, turning it into a game. If anyone comes who isn't me or Uncle James, you ask for the secret word. If they don't know it, you stay with the teacher. Nye had giggled and repeated the word, proud of the responsibility. It was a good plan. Until it ran into something stronger than a password. Trust. No one had thought to use it on her own uncle. By the time James reaches the school, Diep is pacing the courtyard, phone pressed to her ear, listening to her brother's number ring into emptiness again and again. He pulls her into his arms. We're going to find her, he says immediately. Look at me, Diep. We are going to find her. Tears burn hot at the corners of her eyes, but they don't fall. He took her, she whispers. My own brother. He told the teacher I sent him. She went with him because she loves him, because she trusts him. James's jaw tightens. The teacher saw him? Yes, the teacher says, hovering nearby, pale with guilt. It was definitely him. He signed her out. I can show you the book. The signature is there in black ink, familiar, complicit. Call the police, James says. Diep hesitates. If this is connected to your father, exactly why we call, he insists. We need a record, no more secrets, no more handling everything within the family. That's how he wins. Her fingers shake as she dials 911, but she does it. She answers the questions, gives the details, hands the phone to the teacher when the officer asks for confirmation. The words suspected family abduction feel surreal, like they belong in a drama, not in her small, messy life. When she hangs up, someone else is already calling, her brother. She answers so fast she almost drops the phone. Where is she? She demands, not even bothering with hello. Where is Nye? His voice is strained, but not panicked. That almost makes it worse. She's safe, he says. Don't scream. I'm with her. Diep's knees nearly buckle. James grabs her arm. Put it on speaker, he whispers. She does. Where, she forces out, is she? A pause. She can hear traffic in the background. Maybe a television. Faint. A house, he says. Outside the city, they're taking care of her. She's got juice, a cartoon, she's fine. Who is they? James cuts in, voice icy. Her brother falters. James, he says. I didn't want to involve you in this, but you've already made everything worse. Diep's mind races. Did my mother's surgery feel too cheap a price for you? She snaps. You wanted to repay him with my daughter? It's not like that, he protests. He, James interrupts. Or Mr. Than. Silence. Then, he cares about you, her brother says to James. He doesn't want you trapped. He said he'd help our family again if we gave you space to think, if she stepped back. Diep feels like she's been punched. So you took my child to what? Bargain me away? She whispers. I took her so you would listen. Her brother insists. No one's hurting her. But he's right, Diep. Look what your fight has done. Articles, lawsuits, James without a job, Dad's blood pressure up, Mom worrying. You think this is strength? It's stubbornness that's dragging all of us. Listen to yourself, James says quietly. You're repeating his lines like they're your own. How much did he pay you this time? Another assistance? Another favor? It's not about money, her brother snaps, but his voice cracks on the word. It's about survival. Whose? Diep asks. Yours? His? Because it sure isn't Nye's. She's a child, not collateral. There's a rustling sound, like the phone shifting, a small voice in the distance. Uncle, I want Ms. Diep. Diep's heart clenches. Nye, she cries. Baby, are you okay? Ms. Diep? The voice comes closer now, trembling. Why am I here? When can I come home? Tears finally spill over. Soon, she says, voice breaking. You're coming home soon, my love. Are they being kind? A sniffle. They gave me orange juice, but I want you. Her brother's voice cuts back in, urgent. Enough. You're upsetting her. Listen to me, Diep. If you go to the police, if you drag his name through more mud, he'll cut everything. Mom's follow-up treatment. Dad's medicine. Everything. Walk away from this fight, and we'll bring her back today. Keep going, and I can't protect you. You think you're protecting me now? She chokes. You are helping a man who used our parents' lives as a leash, steal a child from school. Do you hear yourself? Please, he whispers. Just think about it. We'll call back in an hour. Decide by then. The line goes dead. For a moment, there is nothing. No sound, no air. Then James pulls her into his arms, holding on like she's the only solid thing left in the world. We are not letting him turn this into a deal, he says into her hair. Your brother thinks he's mediating. He's being used. This is kidnapping, Diep, even if it's dressed up as family. Her body shakes. What if calling the police makes him panic? She whispers. What if that makes it worse for her? He pulls back just enough to look at her. What if not calling tells him we will always, always fold when he touches the people we love? He asks. Do you want Nye to grow up learning that lesson? That the way to survive is to let powerful men take whatever they want, as long as they promise to cover a bill later? It's a cruel question. It's also the only honest one. She squeezes her eyes shut. I'm so scared, James. He cups her face. Me too, he says. Terrified. But scared isn't the same as helpless. We have Huang. We have the police report already started. We have an insider. And we have something he will never understand. What? She whispers. We have each other, he says. He thinks that's a weakness. It's not. It's how we stand up when everything in us wants to fall apart. The phone buzzes. A message from Huang, replying to the brief text James sent her the second the call ended. He has her. Do nothing alone, Huang's message reads. I'm on my way. Keep the call log. Record everything. This just moved from civil to criminal. Diep looks at James, at the schoolyard, at the gate where Nai should have been running into her arms, and feels a new, unfamiliar thread weave itself through the terror. Rage. Not the wild, destructive kind. The cold, steady kind that knows exactly who chose this and refuses to carry their guilt for them. Her brother thinks he still has time to decide which side he's on. James's father thinks he just played his trump card. They are both about to learn what a woman will do when the soft spot they tried to press becomes the hardest part of her, and how far a bruised, disinherited son will go to stand beside her when there is a child's voice on the other end of the line saying, "I want to come home." The police station's fluorescent lights made everyone look even more tired than they were. Huang arrived in a rush, hair pulled back, glasses slightly askew, eyes sharper than ever. She listened without interrupting as James and Lai Tu Diep replayed the call on speaker. The brother's shaky justification, the child's small voice, the veiled threats about family and survival. When the recording ended, Huang's jaw was clenched so tight it looked painful. "This isn't family conflict anymore," she said quietly. "That this is kidnapping. Psychological or not, gentle or not. He took a child without consent and is using her as leverage. We treat it that way." The officer in charge, a middle-aged man with weary eyes, nodded. "We've logged it," he said. "We'll track the number. If he calls again, keep him talking. Don't make promises. Don't agree to anything. Just stall and insist on hearing the girl's voice." Diep hugged herself, fingertips digging into her arms. "What if he gets scared and moves her?" she whispered. "What if your tracking doesn't—" "Fear is exactly why we follow procedure." Huang cut in gently but firmly. "If we panic, we miss things. If we move together, we see more." As if on cue, Diep's phone lit up. Unknown number. Her heart stuttered. "It's him," she breathed. The officer gestured quickly. "Speaker, put it on the table, don't say we're here." She did. "Hello?" Her voice trembled despite all her effort. Her brother again. "Have you decided?" he asked. "We don't have all day, Diep." He wants an answer. "We," Diep said slowly, glancing at James and Huang, "have decided that you are bringing her back. Today. Now. And after that, we can talk." "That's not how this works," he snapped. "You think you can threaten the man feeding this whole family?" "Feeding?" James's voice was like ice. "Or choking." There was a rustling sound, then another voice in the background, deeper, colder, achingly familiar. "Let me," James's father said. Every muscle in James's body went rigid. "Diep," came the smooth voice that used to sound civilized and now just sounded poisonous. "I'm disappointed. I offer a calm solution, and you run to the police like a soap opera character." The officer scribbled something. Tracing. Keep him talking. "You took a child from school," Diep said, hands trembling. "That's not a solution. That's a crime." "She's with family," he replied. "Your brother. He tells me she's fine. Children like trips, don't they?" "You are using her," James said, stepping closer to the phone. "Just like you used her grandmother's surgery. Just like you used my job." "I'm reminding you what's at stake," his father said calmly. "You wanted real life without my net? This is real life. Choices have consequences. You dragged my name through gossip. You made me look like a monster. Now we balance the scales." Huang's eyes flashed, but she stayed silent, letting the recording run. "What do you want?" Diep whispered. The words tasted like ashes. "Finally, a practical question," he said. "I want 3 things. 1, you withdraw your legal notice and any complaints. 2, You sign a statement saying the assistance was freely given and you regret misunderstanding my intentions. 3. James gives one short interview confirming he acted impulsively and that you two are taking a break. You do this, and the girl is delivered safely to your door. You refuse, and this stays messy for a very, very long time. The room felt suddenly too small. The officer's pen stopped moving. Even he had to bite back a response. You sound very comfortable, James said quietly, for a man arranging extortion with a child in the background. There was a pause on the other end. Then, "Careful how you speak to me, son." "I am careful," James answered. "That's why this call is recorded." For the first time, his father's composure cracked. "You ungrateful." Click. The line went dead. The officer swore under his breath. "We got enough," he said, turning to his computer. "Locations outside the city, like he said. Rental property, last listed under a shell company. We can move." Huang looked at Diep. "You don't answer him again," she said. "Let him stew. Right now he thinks he's holding all the cards. He has no idea he just confessed on tape. Will they go in guns blazing?" Diep's voice shook. "I don't want her scared." The officer shook his head. "We go calmly," he said. "No sirens, no shouting. We knock first. Your brother is scared. Men like him break faster when they see uniforms. That's good for us, for her." The drive out felt both too long and too short. Fields rolled by. Old houses. A half-finished construction site. Diep sat in the back seat between James and Huang, fingers twisting the hem of her shirt. "I keep seeing her face," she whispered. "In the classroom, at the gate, sitting at the table with her rice bowl. What if she thinks I sent her brother? What if she thinks I let this happen?" "She knows you," James said, turning to her. "She knows who shows up when she's scared, who sings with her when she can't sleep. This isn't your choice. It's his and my father's." Huang added quietly, "Whatever you feel about your brother, remember this. He still has a chance to step back. Your father doesn't even seem to want one." The police car in front of them slowed. Up ahead, a narrow dirt road led to a faded two-story house with metal gates and curtains drawn tight. A cheap sedan sat in the yard. "Is that his car?" James asked. Diep nodded, throat dry. "Yes." The officer walked back to their car. "Stay behind us," he instructed. "If she's visible and calm, we keep it simple. If anything feels off, we step in. Your job is to stay steady for her, no matter what you see." They approached the gate together. Knock. No answer. Knock again, harder. "Mr. Lai?" the officer called. "Open the gate, we need to talk." Footsteps, a chain sliding. The gate cracked open. Her brother stood there, eyes bloodshot, face ashen. He looked older than he had last week at the hospital, older than their father ever had. "Why did you bring the police?" he hissed at Diep. "I told you." "You told me nothing that mattered," she cut in. "Where is she?" "Inside," he said. "Watching TV. No one's hurt her." "Yet," James muttered. The officer stepped forward. "Sir, we have a recording of your call," he said. "For your sake, don't make this worse. Let us see the child." Something in her brother's shoulders sagged. He opened the gate fully. In the cramped living room, the TV flickered cartoons on mute. A half-empty juice box sat on the table. A small backpack with a bunny keychain leaned against the couch. "Nai?" Diep called, voice quivering. "Miss Diep?" came a small voice from the side room. Diep turned so fast her vision blurred. There in the doorway stood Nye, hair messy, cheeks tear-stained, but whole, alive, a stuffed animal clutched tight. The world narrowed to that single point. "Baby," Diep breathed, and then she was running, dropping every ounce of composure, throwing herself onto her knees and wrapping Nye in her arms like she never planned to let go. "I knew you'd come," Nye sobbed into her shoulder. "I told them you would. I'm here," Diep whispered over and over, kissing her hair. "I'm here. I'm here." James stood in the doorway, shoulders shaking, eyes burning as he watched them. Relief hit him so hard his knees almost buckled. Behind them, the officer was already speaking to her brother, voice calm but firm. "You understand this is serious," he said. "You took a child without consent. We have proof you tried to use her to pressure her guardians. If you cooperate now, it will go better for you." Her brother looked at Diep, at Nye, at James. Guilt flickered across his face, tangled with fear and something like desperation. "He said it was temporary," he muttered, "just to scare them, to make them stop. He said no one would get hurt. He said I was protecting our parents, protecting her from herself." "Is that what this looks like to you?" James asked quietly, gesturing to Diep still trembling on the floor, clinging to the child. "Protection." Her brother's eyes filled. "I didn't think he would go this far," he whispered. I thought if I did this, he'd leave us alone." "He never leaves anyone alone," Diep said, standing now with Nye in her arms, voice raw but steady. "He just finds new ways to own them." The officer cleared his throat. "Sir, we need you to come with us," he said to her brother. "You can explain everything there. If you want any chance at leniency, you tell the truth about who asked you to do this." Her brother swallowed hard. His gaze shifted between Diep and James, then down to Nye's frightened face. He closed his eyes. "I'll talk," he said at last. "All of it. The money, the calls, the memo, the article, the threats. I'll talk." It wasn't forgiveness, it wasn't redemption, but it was a crack, a real one, in James's father's armor. As the officers escorted him out, Nay clung to Diep's neck, like she was afraid the world might pull her away again if she loosened her grip. "Are they taking Uncle to jail?" she whispered. "He's going somewhere to tell the truth," Diep said softly. "Sometimes people have to do that when they've done something very wrong." "Will he come back?" Nye asked. Diep's eyes met James's over her shoulder. There was no easy answer. "I don't know," she said honestly. "But we're here. We're not going anywhere." Outside, the sky was starting to darken, clouds gathering heavy and low. James walked beside them, one hand on Nye's back, the other wrapped around Diep's shoulder. "This changes everything," he said quietly. "Or just shows what's been there all along," she replied. Huang waited by the cars, phone already in hand, mind racing through possible filings, criminal complaints, injunctions, protective orders. "This isn't just leverage anymore," she said. "This is evidence. Your brother's statement, the recording, the location, it all ties back to him. Your father thought he could escalate without getting his hands dirty. He miscalculated." James looked at the little house, at the cheap gate, at the marks on the floor where a child had paced. "He escalated to a point we can never come back from," he murmured. "There's no family meeting after this, no misunderstanding." Diep adjusted Nye on her hip. The little girl's head rested on her shoulder, finally heavy with exhausted trust. "So we don't go back," she said simply. "Not to his table, not to his terms, If this war continues, it continues in court, in papers, in the light, not in back rooms and borrowed houses. Huang nodded. It won't be quick, she warned. He'll fight. He'll smear. He'll throw everything he has at you. Diep looked down at the child in her arms, then up at James standing beside her, and felt something different from fear rise in her chest. I know, she said. But today, he aimed at the softest part of me, and I'm still standing. The ride back to the city was quiet, the car filled with the soft sound of Ni's sleep and the hum of the road. Behind them, in a company office lit by sterile lamps, a man who thought he controlled every outcome would soon receive a call telling him his latest move had been recorded. His messenger was talking, and his soft spot strategy had finally become the very thing that might bring his carefully built world crashing down. What would he do when he realized fear didn't make them fold this time? How far would he go to claw back control? And how much more would Lai Tu, Diep, and James have to lose, or be willing to risk, to see this through to the end? For now, no one knew. But in the back seat of that car, a woman held her child a little tighter. A man watched them like they were the only home he'd ever need. And somewhere between terror and relief, a new, harder kind of resolve quietly took root. After school, Li Tu Diep discovers Nai is gone. The teacher calmly says her uncle already picked her up. Diep's blood runs cold. Her brother won't answer until he finally calls. Nai is safe at a house outside the city, and James's father is behind it. He demands Diep drop the legal case, regret publicly, and let James distance himself, or risk losing help for her parents and Nai's return. With lawyer Huang and the police, they record the call and track the location. At the rented house, they find Nai scared but unharmed, watching cartoons, while Diep's brother crumbles under pressure and agrees to testify about the money, threats, and manipulation. The rescue changes everything. This is no longer just family drama, but a criminal line crossed, turning fear into a new, fiercer resolve to fight in the light.